What's going on, guys? Welcome to Legion's Lair. We got Mike, we got Brad, we got DBlakeMakes, and I'm not going to say go Buckeyes. So,
yes, go Buckeyes! 9-time national champion, baby. Woo! The only thing that me is Michigan has been 10-time national champions, but next year we'll change that.
Next year. Can't do two in a year.
Yeah, you know what? I know the Michigan people like to rub that in, but if I remember correctly, for the last 20 years, we're like 17-3 or 4 or something, whatever, 16-4, whatever, something. We were stomping that butt for a while, and it's okay that they can win 4 in a row. We'll let them, let them have it. But that game wasn't important. It really wasn't. So. Go Buckeyes. Broder of Bjorngard is happy.
I would say it was important because that took us out of contention for the Big Ten championship. And
I would have loved to get the Big Ten championship, but I'm glad that we did do something cool though. What did they say? We played 5 where we beat 5 top 5 AP football teams.
Been done before.
So that's never been done before. So there is that.
Never had a national, a 12-team playoff either. So
we won the first 4 playoff.
Yes. And now we're trendsetters, baby.
12 playoff. So there's always that.
Trendsetters.
But yeah, so we're happy. Our Browns suck. They absolutely are horrible. Terrible.
Hey, you could be a Giants fan. I'm sorry. I'm a Giants fan, so I feel for you.
Oh, well, you guys kind of suck too. Yeah. But we beat you out for the draft pick this year. And that is our Super Bowl in April, the draft.
Well, I guess the Jets aren't that better either, are they? So
no, the Jets are never good.
Terrible.
Yeah.
The Jets have not won a Super Bowl. I saw the stat. They have not been to the Super Bowl since a man's been on the moon.
Wow.
69. Wow.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, for everybody out there, I know a lot of our community loves sports.
They're like, no, quit talking.
The Browns won the NFL title 2 years before Super Bowl 1. So there was 1 year between when Green Bay won Super Bowl 1. So, and the Cleveland's won 4 NFL titles. So the changing of the name means nothing to me. We've won 4 NFL titles. So, anyways. So, what do we got news-wise?
Well, what do you want to talk about first?
There's a bunch of stuff on the water.
I mean, we can talk about the book. Talk about the book.
If you want to talk about that, yeah.
We can talk about a book.
We got the book and we got the Silver Knight Legion Builder. The book is the first 10 years of Mythic Legions. And this basically is a figure book where it shows you all the figures that were released throughout the first 10 years of the line. So 2014 through 2024. The book is, how long is that pre-order up?
February 2nd, it says
here. For the month. Yeah. And of course the Silver Knight is $30. The book is $50. I got 2 books. I got 3 Silver Knights just because I wanted to.
Quick, what's the math?
What's the math? Almost $200. 189 something.
I was gonna say, well, you could get I could share this as well. So you could get a 12-pack of Silver Knights for $325.
We will leave that for Mr. Cruz, the Joe Russo himself.
but yeah, that the book looks pretty sweet. You know what I think, and I don't mean to sound conceited, but you know what I'm excited about, Mike?
What's that?
Because we'll be in the book, right? I mean, we'll be in there, right? I mean, we should have a
Yeah,
page,
they
right?
actually showed my
Did you
page.
make the cutoff?
Now, Mike has definitely got more advertisement since he's a faction leader, obviously.
Well, I am the faction leader's disguise.
Let's see. You might even be. Did they even give? Okay, so that advertisement didn't have you in it. I was trying to see if there's any other advertisement because when I watched the little clip video, you're in it a couple times. But yeah, so that's cool.
They'll have both figures in it, and
Yeah, you should be in it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what did you guys get? Did you grab a book? Grab any Knights?
Not yet.
Well, you got.
I'm a last minute kind of guy. Yeah, I get that FOMO towards the end, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll get one. I do want to get a book just for like Legion's Con this year. I would like to get the book and have it like all signed, like a yearbook. You know, like keep in touch, see you next summer. You know, or see you next year, and all that stuff. You know. I think that would be really fun if I took the book around, got it signed by all the the regulars that come through and all the vendors and of course all the horsemen. I think it'd be really fun to see how many we could get signed in the book.
Oh gosh, that is a great idea.
Any tribute figures would have their signature on those figures.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, boy, you could almost go up. I mean, we did a tribute show, so I mean, there's got to be like we almost have like 24 tributes.
Yeah.
I know some of them are people's kids and whatnot, Tridway's kids, but I mean, you could probably get at least a dozen or so of them easily. Have them signed right on the page of their picture.
Exactly.
I'm still working on my signature. That's what I'm
looking to do. Don't take my idea, guys. All right.
I won't.
I think that'd be cool.
And I'm going to sell that book for like $600.
Yeah, now you're thinking.
Well, because I could totally see people walking around, the con with the book and having people sign, like you said, like a yearbook. That'd be that's the perfect time.
Bunch of different markers,
Everybody's always there under one roof, so that's definitely.
I am very excited to have like a coffee table style book that I just go into my den, scoop it up, and just look at Legion's figures through it. Now, I will say I am doubly excited about the lore book going to come out. Hopefully that's solicited maybe later this year. I don't know. I'm hoping.
Is that going to be the lore just like basically off of the Four Horsemen website and all the bios on the boxes and everything? Or is it going to be like a canon, like somebody wrote?
Jeremy Gerard wrote it, and it's going to have a lot of lore we don't know in it. And so it's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun. They've given snippets of it, like the Covenant of Shadow. He even had some stuff in it about Emir Caspar, Scapular, Atlas, and what's Atlas's alias? Bior the Conqueror.
Oh, it starts with
Bior the
B.
I think it's Bior. I don't know. Not Conqueror because that's Atlas, but Bior the something. Anyways, so he's thrown some stuff out, and it should be really good. Of course, it's going to encompass the first part of Mythic Legions, the continent we know, through Mythic Legions Wave 1 to Ashes of Agvandor, I believe. So stories around that, just like the first 10 years book focuses around the figures. Trevor's photos of them, the actual figures. So, yeah, I couldn't be any more excited. I cannot wait. Yeah.
I think we have to see how well this book does before they, throw their hands into another book and publishing, right?
Oh, no, that other book's already coming.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if Jeremy confirmed that or not.
Yeah, it's rolling.
Yeah, it'll be cool because this book basically is the bios and just pictures, Trevor's pictures, pretty much pictures from Source Horseman. It's almost like having Source Horseman in a book.
Yes.
I think even somebody said that on the Cabal, and I was like, that's a perfect analogy because that's kind of what it is. So it's basically a thick version of Source Horseman that you can put on your coffee table that is absolutely awesome. Now the other book is cool because I feel like, and Jeremy said this, some of the old bios I think were written by Eric Treadway, which, not to say they're simple and boring, but they don't go into great detail on a lot of things, where I think Jeremy's book is definitely going to go into a lot more elaborate and spin off of what was said through those bios to kind of connect things, which is kind of cool. And I'm definitely looking forward to that, especially when you read his 1,000 Swigs and all those other things. So those are interesting as in their own. So I'm looking forward to see what else those books. And I did, Mike, were you next to me? I don't know if Mike was next. I don't think you were. Jeremy Gerard we were at Legion's Con in the lobby and we're talking. I don't think you were there. And I said, is there any way that like Atlas is out busy doing things and he can't get to the pub to meet Amir Kaspar? I'm like, so then Broder is sent in to the pub to talk with Amir Kaspar. He started rolling and laughing. But I hope to God that I planted a seed because I would love to see us.
What about
you might have?
What about you roll in
side quest
and they need milk?
Oh, yeah.
You have your beautiful, beautiful metallic love pillows ready to just give a flowing amount of milk to the pub. And
milk trucks.
Yes,
Dude,
yes.
Can you see Broder walking in and be like, I need a stein of milk?
Yeah.
Like, get Broder his milk. Get Broder his milk. Of course, I come over to the table, got to talk to Amir, You're over there whistling with your little flute and your blow dart. You're like,
he's on his lute.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I'm trying to pop him with the blowgun. And it'll just go tink off the metal. Hey, but we got stuff on the water, guys. Necronominus is about to come into port. It has to be close. We got the skeleton Halloween graveyard skeletons on the water. Yeah. So we got a lot of skellies and knights coming our way.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I've been waiting for it. My second most anticipated wave yet. We know what the first one is.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yes.
It's
yes.
Be,
I got to tell you, I am displaying you. I'm telling you, I am displaying you with one pauldron. Just one pauldron. Because to me, it looks better. But I'm giving Neve a set of your pauldrons. And it is going to look badass.
She needs them. Yes. It's going to look badass. Just wait. If you think my figure's dull now, just wait until you get it in hand. If you think I'm like the Faunus, just wait. And there's probably people that think that they're like, Brad's figure's like Faunus. He's like an ugly tree guy. It's freaking nasty. Then you're going to get him in hand and be like, this dude's freaking awesome.
Dude, he has two head sculpts that are awesome.
One pauldron, two pauldron, who cares? You love it.
Yes. That's great. So, yeah, we're going to be inundated with skellies here, and I couldn't be happier. Now, we don't want you to give away what your favorite faction is quite yet, Damion. But what do you does that make you happy? A lot of skeletons.
It does. I like skeletons. I do. I like the skeletons. I like the medieval stuff. But yeah, I don't want to give it all away yet. But I will say I know it's coming in a hot seat later, but we'll just say I like anthropomorphic figures a lot. Like I like animalistic looking figures, so I'm super excited for the new waves coming out.
Nice. Oh yeah. I can't wait. So I would have to think. We had the Reign of the Beast. Wow, but that
Take this down here.
I'm trying to the Cacular. Mwangi the Cacular. You probably love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Leodicius too. Damn.
That's yeah. Preview. That's number one for me.
Nice.
Leodicius was
What
I know there was a lot of cool things in that room that day, but I keep saying it. When that guy came out, I'm like, that's it. I mean, we were waiting for him. We wanted him. That's him. That's what he was supposed to look like.
That's everything we could have expected. Yeah,
no doubt.
So what did you guys pick up from the in-stock sale? Anything good? Anything you really needed? Or did you guys pass?
Not me. I pass on a lot of the sales because I see the Horsemen at all the shows I do.
True.
Right. So I see them. I'm going to see them at ZoloCon in a couple of weeks. And then I see them at ToyCon and I see them at all the shows that I do. So I usually pass on a lot of the in-stock sales because unless it's something that I know is super limited, I'm just going to get at the store at the shop because I can actually see them at the show, and talk with them. And, and now that the prices aren't any different, it's, might as well just go to the show.
I agree. And I have done that before. I think last year, even at Muskegon, Mike's like, I don't really need anything while we were there. And I'm like, I'm loading up because I didn't do the previous little in-stock sale that they had. So I was like, I'm getting what I need here while I'm here because I won't see him for a while. So yeah, if you got those opportunities, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I end up picking a lot of stuff up for other people too. I'll go on Instagram Live or something, or the night before I'll take pictures for everybody. I'll go in the Cabal or I'll go on my Instagram, say, anybody need anything, and then I'm sitting there with armfuls of stuff to pick up other things for other people. I couldn't make it. So, always trying to help out.
Yeah. Well, and that's a theme in this community, but to go, I mean, like something like that, you're definitely putting yourself out, but the community appreciates that. And it goes for full circle. Those people then are going to branch out and do things for other people.
Right.
Yeah, what a community. I went too big on it, but of course I'm not getting out to the shows. My only show this year is going to be Legions Con. Brad, are you doing Mesquite Con this year?
I did get my hotel room, Mike. I am going to go. I'm going to try to bring Lauren, but I don't think she's going to make it.
Oh my God, get her on here. She needs to go.
It would be cool because, like I said, it's not a big con. I told somebody else that they were thinking about going, and I said, I'm not downplaying Muskegon or the Mesquite Con. I'm just saying it's, don't go there expecting like some crazy mega con with 80,000 people. It's not like that. It's definitely more intimate, but there's like a lot of cool things going on. Like last year, there's a parade going on outside. There's this going on, it's very small, but there's a lot of cool little restaurants in that little town. So you get a hotel room there. It's cool to hang out with the people. There is a Mythic row, so if you're there for Mythic stuff, it has it.
There's a thing to be said about an intimate con, and Mesquite Con is definitely that. If you are a Horseman fan, you need to go to Mesquite Con at least once because last year they had that special get together for all the Legionnaires. That thing was pretty awesome. Yeah, that's where they announced the book, the book that we just pre-ordered.
Yes, they did. And I actually did a live there. It was a cool time.
Say they gave away probably 20, 25 items.
I think it was more than that, Mike. It was quite a bit. It was insane. It was a lot. But yeah, come on out, hang out. It's a good time.
Yeah, my wife's gonna kill me podcast. They head up. Actually, Travis heads up the street team, and Pete actually runs the con himself. So good time. Good time.
Now, Mike, have you got, since you did order through the Armory, you said you got a couple all-ins. Have you gotten your stuff yet, or an email?
Oh, I got everything. Everything. Yeah.
So you've already gotten it. Okay.
Yeah, I got everything.
I'm
I'm
still
glad
waiting
I
on,
got all the Armory figures because they're actually put on the website in those configurations under the actual Armory figures. So I kind of, that helps me in my head going, hey, I got the Armory figures now. No, I don't have all the pieces, but I got the main figures that they configured and put onto the website. So,
did you get any at Legion's Con?
I got 4 at Legion's Con, but I made them a team of heroic knights with the Gorgo head, one each color.
Nice.
They all have a different weapon, different combination of weapons. I love that. And I love those better than what I bought in the in-stock sale.
Sure. Because you actually sat there and went, down the subway line, and you're like, I have lettuce and onions and, some ranch sauce, and then you get the barbarian body pieces,
Yes. Oh yeah.
I just got what Greg told me to get. He's like, oh no, you want to get this one. This is the matching piece, and that's the matching piece to that. And I was like, okay. Yeah. He definitely pressured me into everything.
I went big on the mystery boxes too.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot of Gonks because you can turn him into a dwarf and he's all rusted out. I got a lot of Kador because you have the white skinned body that now you can use, because I got a ton of dark skinned bodies from the $10 packs at Legion's Con. So now I can use that. And I got a lot of Fury clan orcs because their armor is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of popping and swapping there for the future.
I like the armor because I prefer to pop and swap those than I would like a bioed figure. I know I've said this before.
You took the words out of my mouth, because I was going to jump in there and exactly say that precisely the same thing. I was going to say, I'm not a pop and swapper. I like my figures like how they can. Like I want them to look how they're supposed to look, right? I love pop and swap. I love the idea of it. My brain can't get past taking my figures apart to swap them out. Unless I had 2 or more of them, then I could do it, right? Yeah. But that's why I love the Armory Knights, because you have to pop and swap them. They come apart. Yeah. You are making them how you want to make them. But man, I'll tell you, I ripped my hands up trying to get those barbarian pieces in there. Oh God, heating them up and trying to put those arms in there.
Who posted in the Cabal the real hero of Legion's Con? And it was the hair dryer.
Right? Yeah. Right? I remember that post. Yeah. In the hotel room. The hair dryer.
I'm thinking Mike said that because I was having a tough time. I think Mike said, well, there's a hair dryer. And I'm like, where?
It's clever. Yeah. Damn smart.
Like,
and it was a little one. Yeah.
Perfect. But yeah, I definitely was heating up those joints real quick in the hotel. And I was like, this was a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Who knew that everybody was doing that? Everybody's in their room like, eh.
They're like, you're bald. What do you need a hair dryer? What's he using that hair dryer for?
There's people complaining downstairs.
All the circuit breakers are going off at the same time. They're sitting there trying to flip them off.
In every room going. I did try to be conservative because it is loud. I was like, you don't need a few. I do like a little countdown. I do like a 10 to 20 second countdown, depending on what it is.
The joint in question.
I'll leave it longer, but yeah, that was great. Good times.
Good times. Well, let's get into this interview after we do a quick introduction of Damion Blake, Legion's collector, Legion's fan, Four Horsemen fan, and of course, you are the owner of DBlakeMakes. And we're going to get into the product you make and all that. It's not going to be a surprise to any Legion's fan unless you're new. to what you bring to the table, and it is amazing stuff. So let's get into this here. What got you into action figure collecting as an adult, and how long have you been collecting?
Yeah, so I mean, all my life, but I can't say all my life because as a child, you're not collecting, you're playing, right? So I think, you say, your Transformers and your Ninja Turtles and your He-Mans and stuff, but you're not collecting them, you're playing with them. Like you're sitting there and you're, doing your little sets and everything. So I want to say actually collecting, like displaying on a shelf, I was probably in my early teens. Really, I think what triggered it was the McFarlane Movie Maniacs collection. Always been a really big movie buff, loved horror, loved the macabre and stuff like that. So when the Movie Maniacs figures came out, and I still have a lot of them on the shelf, as you'll see here, from the early 90s, just Freddy's lost all of his blades, like they're shitty. The plastic is just not done well, but the detail is what got me on them. I knew that it wasn't a time for articulation, it was a time for detail, and I loved that detail, and that's what really got me into the collecting of them. And I just went from there, and it was really McFarlane for a long time because nobody was doing what he was doing. The Movie Maniacs, the Tortured Souls with Clive Barker, right? So I have all the Tortured Souls figures. NECA started coming out with some of them as well, around that time too. So I have like the 18-inch Ash from Evil Dead, 18-inch Captain Spaulding, so all those like really into the horror movies and stuff like that. I was really into a lot of that stuff. The Twisted Oz figures, the Hellraiser figures. So again, just that's what really got me into it. And it's just been going on from there, collecting as I can. And, I've always been a Spider-Man fan, so I always collect Spider-Man as well. So I have all the original like Toy Biz figures that used to come with the comic book and the little, display piece that you'd hang on the wall, those figures. So I still have those hanging up over there. I still have like the movie bucket from Spider-Man 1 when it came out, so I've just been collecting all that stuff throughout the years, and it's just gotten worse as I've gotten older and I've gotten adult money.
The Movie Maniac, I actually had a couple of those. I had the Terminator 2. And then I think I had, God, I know I had another one. I'm trying to think what the hell it was. But yeah, it was, oh, you know what? I think it was the T-1000. He's like all shot.
That was
up.
great, and you could take off. Take off the waist, and it had the parts of the body when it was all open and the head was sideways. Yeah. Like those are great. I still have them. They're in a box. I haven't put them out, but I still have them. And like Terminator 3 came with the casket that he's holding on his arm, and you open up the casket, had all the guns in it from Terminator 3.
I have that one. That one's actually well made.
It is. They're really well done. It's just if they fall off the shelf, they're gonna shatter.
Because I have them with all my NECAs, and they blend in well with the NECA, that one with the casket.
Right.
The Movie Maniac one, it was good for the time.
Yes.
At that time, it was like, dude, that looks just like Arnold from the movie. Like that's all we had. But you look at it now and it's like, oh my god, like you do get, like it's
you
like
put it next to it, like what was I, but you got to think it's a different time, the technology is different.
It was
for that time. There was nothing better.
Well, that was realistic because it made those. That was like the first time you actually seen like a movie character that it looked realistic. Like,
it looked just like them. Yes, the sculpt was really good. Yeah,
the Total Chaos figures were cool. Those are always cool.
Yep.
I like.
Yeah, I had the Horrid, the dragon. There was a few of those that I had as well from that line, the Spawn line. That's another thing that got me into it. I got all my Spawn figures.
That's
here.
Big.
So I got the
doing our show.
the 10th anniversary Spawn.
Was that the
cross.
Kickstarter Spawn? Was that the?
No, this is the 10th. This is the 10th anniversary Spawn. This is what 20 years old now, 25 years old. Yeah. So. And it's still one of the best Spawn figures that they ever made. I have the Kickstarter Spawns, and I'm waiting on the new Kickstarter Spawn, the medieval Spawn, to come as well.
NECA irritates me a little bit because even just recently they came out with some they reissued old figures. Like they had
Terrible. The Hannibal.
The Hannibal Lecter, and I'm like, this was your
Yeah.
opportunity. You even
The
put him in an
Beetlejuice.
ultimate box. Like, what?
Right.
Like, he does, like,
I
he's not
saw it at Walmart last week. I was over the weekend. I was in Walmart. I was like, "Ooh, Hannibal!" I was like, grabbed it. I was like, "Wait!" And then it clicked in my head. I was like, "Wait! It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the original or Target, whatever." I was like, "It's not. It's the original." There's no articulation, and I opened it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still grabbed it. We still opened it up, and we're like,
Yeah.
wow, this looks like a kick-ass figure. The head sculpt looks amazing.
Yeah.
But he does.
But
like,
he's stuck like this, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
NECA did that a lot. Like the first, obviously, like I have some Terminators, where like his head moves, his arms move, but his legs are statues type of thing.
That was the original movie Maniacs, the Jason Voorhees and the Freddys,
Yeah,
the arm could go like this, but even if you moved it, then the cut didn't line up with it was a cut there, but it didn't line up with anything. So it looked weird, the folds in the shirt wouldn't line up anymore.
The Conan the Barbarians, I really wish NECA would redo the Conan the Barbarians, the Ultimates.
Yeah.
And anything that they
Super 7's not doing it for me on the Conans.
No.
I can't get into the Super 7 Conans. Right? the Mezco, even the Mezco Conans, they're nice, but Mezco, I don't know. For the price, I'm like the Death Dealer. I was totally into that. I was so excited to get the Death Dealer, and I was like, this is not good.
Dude, now go ahead, Mike.
I'm actually excited for the Frazetta girls.
Yes.
They do the Death Dealer.
I think Frazetta girls is killing it. They are leaps and bounds. Like I'll take them over a Mezco any day. The quality is just so great.
Now, who is doing the Conan the Barbarian war paint figure, like this figure? Somebody's doing this, redoing it.
Well, Super 7 did a version of that.
But I mean, and I want to say it's like maybe it is Mezco, or maybe it is Hot Toys, or somebody's doing this in a 6
like a 6-inch 1/12 scale.
Yeah, and somebody sent it to me, and I'm like, I don't collect that line.
but
I would buy that, and I think there are like $100 or more, or whatever they are, or $120 or whatever. I don't know, something like that. But I was like, I would buy that. Like that's my thing. Like I would do that. But I get it. Yeah, I think Frazetta is definitely doing its thing for sure.
They're killing it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. D Blake, what got you specifically into Four Horsemen product?
Yeah, so you all know what I do, with the signs, right? So so I was doing the signs, and I was kind of I started just after like November 2020 is when I started making these things just for myself, and it started blowing up online. And people are like, you should do toy shows, blah blah blah. It's like, I don't want to make inventory. I just make to order. I don't want inventory. I don't know what's going to sell, right? So I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. Eventually I did, but somebody had suggested the Horseman logo to me, to do the Mythic Legion sign. And I made the L for the Mythic Legions, and I designed the L. And what, 3 years later now, and I still have not gotten it down right because it's so damn complicated, the Mythic Legions logo. But anyway, I made the L, and I posted as a teaser of something that I was working on. And like 6 people messaged me and like, whoa, hit the brakes, D. Like you should ask, I know you don't really ask for permission from a lot of people, but you should ask permission from the Horsemen if it's okay for you to do that. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to see, I'll see them at ZoloCon in a couple weeks. Right. So I was at ZoloCon, and I met Jeremy in person. That was the first time I had met them. And I was explaining, I was like, Jeremy, I make display signs for collections, and everyone's like, oh, I should do Mythic Legion stuff. And they told me that I should, ask your permission first. And he's like, yes, we're very protective of the brand. We definitely don't want anything going out there that we don't really approve of, whatever. I was like, I can respect that. So I'm trying to explain to him what I do. I was like, do you have a second to just come over to my table real quick, And I'm explaining to him what I do. And I could just see like the gears turning in his brain, and everybody knows how Jeremy, he doesn't mince words, right? So we get over to my table and he's just looking like this. And I'm talking to him. I'm talking, you know, mile a minute doing the elevator pitch. And he's like, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. And I was like, oh shit. Right. And he's like, these are awesome. These are so cool. I totally see the vision. I know what everybody wants to do. He goes, yes, let's make it happen. Let's do it. You know, blah, blah, blah. I'll get you in touch with Ish and everybody else at the team to make sure that we go through the right paths. So it was super cool of him. And again, got me through the right path. So I am like actually licensed with the Horsemen to do their logos, their faction logos and stuff like that. So I said, you know what, if I'm going to start doing these, like I always want like figures to picture with my displays, right? I was like, I'm going to have to get some of these figures. And at that time I was like $45 for a figure, $40. That's a lot, you know, for me back then, you know? And, you know, I didn't have a lot of like disposable income, whatever. So I just like, yeah, you know, maybe one day I'll get one of these things. And then they came out with the, reinforcement line, the goblins and the skeleton builders, the LB, Legion builder lines, right? And I was like, all right, let me get a couple of these. What are they? $30, $27 or something like that. So I was like, I'll get a goblin and I'll get skeleton, you know. And I'd actually gotten Belthagor at the show at Zolocon because I thought he looked cool, right? So I got him and I got Red Wings. I just never opened them. I got the skeleton in and I opened it up. I was like, holy crap, you get all this for like $30? Like you can change out the axe and make it a double-sided axe. You can do all, and the only difference is the paint apps aren't like, it's more basic on these LBs. Like I was like, it blew my mind. And then I got my friend into them. I bought him a couple, and then now he's starting collecting them because it just you know, snowballed from there. And then that was it. You know, I got that little taste and I needed more. I was like, you know, the look of them, it just took me back to like the McFarlane, you know, the details, the paint on them, you know, everyone complains about the articulation. I'm okay with the articulation. You know, the single point of articulation at that time was fine for me. You know, I got some really cool poses out of them. So I just had fun with it. And that's how I got into the four Horsemen line. And, you know, just from there, I've collected, I've offloaded some because, you know, hit some hard times and then I rebuy them again. I must have gone through 3 or 4 eighth years. Just because I buy them and then I see somebody on the Cabal looking for one and I'm like, I can get rid of it. And then I get it another show and I'll get another one. So, but yeah, so it's a cycle. I have a shelf that I have open, like my top, like maybe 15 figures, like my favorites. And then I put them on display and the rest are just in a box until I get more room.
Gotcha. We have a friend in the chat that I didn't think he was going to make it past last night. Mr. Adam Power is Ramirez. And I actually contacted him via Messenger several times and he never got back to me. Because I actually thought he might have had a heart attack last night when Ohio State went up 34 or 31-7. But he's alive unless someone's using his login. YouTube. So go Buckeyes, baby.
That's great.
That's just great for you. Yeah. Now, Damion, getting into DBlakeMakes, your product. Most of the community knows what you do. It's fantastic, the signs. In fact, if we look right behind you, that Indiana Jones sign is magnificent. Wow. But that's what they are. They're to put alongside your figures, you know. Wow.
I tell everyone, I'm my biggest customer.
Look at that Action Force down there. So this is your product here. It. All the signs. Now you actually make the faction logos for Mythic Legions too.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now,
dude,
you talk to us about the process or what got you into this.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wanted to make them for myself. This is my collection. I wanted them for me. And I started with my Spider-Man collection, which you'll see in a little while. And I started with Spider-Man and Venom. I started making 3D. I started making bendable chains, like for action figures. I got this Kratos figure like so many years ago, and I wanted chains for his Blades of Chaos. So I figured out a way to make bendable, posable chains. I ran wire through the chain, made it very discreet looking, and people get like really close and like, oh, I can't even see the wire in there. So got really popular. I shared it in some Facebook pages, and then I sold a whole bunch of those chains, and I bought a 3D printer. And then I said, I just want to make stupid stuff for myself. I want to make like desk caddies, battery holder. It's stupid shit, right? I just wanted to make dumb things. And I was like, one of those things is I want to make signs for my displays. And I was like, how am I going to go about this? And I figured out I wanted to make it look like an enamel pin, so to speak, right? A raised area with a recessed area rather that I could fill with an enamel hard paint. And in the beginning, the only thing I could think of, I think I have a Noble Bear. Yeah, it's right here. The only thing I could think of at that time for the paints that was a nice hard enamel paint that was vibrant colors was nail polish, right? So here I am in Walmart and Target in the nail polish section trying to find the right red for X-Men and the right red for Spider-Man and yellow for Spider-Man. I'm sitting there trying to, like, I'm on my phone and I'm looking at the colors, right? Because that's all I could. And then I was home and I'm sitting there and I'm dripping, nail polish into these 3D prints that I designed. And so if you were one of my first customers, you were getting nail polish signs until I discovered actual enamel paint in a can. And then that's where I went from there. And we've just gone right from there. And I shared, but going back, I shared my Spider-Man Venom signs in a Facebook page. It was like share your collection or Spidey Shelf Saturday or something like that. And I was like, where did you get that Spider-Man sign? Where'd you get that Venom sign? I was like, oh, I made it. And then everyone's like, could you do X-Men? Could you do this? Could you do that? I was like, yeah, I guess. And then here we are. I just did a tally the other day as I'm preparing for ZoloCon. I've done over 300 different designs. And of those 300 designs, many of them have various colorways that I've done. And I've shipped all over the world. I've gone from Germany to Australia and Europe, Mexico, Canada. It's pretty cool. So here we are.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is a very unique way to help make your shelf display even better.
Yeah, that was it. And that's, you spend all this money on these figures, throw another $20 and just get a cool like display sign. It just makes it pop. It just, that's like my slogan is treat your shelf, right? So yeah. You're treating your shelf, treat your shelf, And then, of course, I did the Cabal because Walter came to me and said, I want a Cabal sign at that ZoloCon. And that was the birth of the Cabal sign.
That's awesome.
Nice. I have the Cabal, and I also have the Mythosaur skull. That's on Boba Fett's armor.
Yeah. You have a tattoo of the Mythosaur, don't you?
Oh, I do. I
remember you showed it to me. Yes, you showed me.
Bring that up. Oh, I would have to have a long time.
Look, baby, don't hurt.
Here we go. There it is. See?
Right there, baby. Yeah,
nice.
Big Star Wars fan.
I remember,
Mike. That is the way.
And that's my stupid brain is I remember this stuff. Like I remember people that come up to me and it's like they talk to me about these things. So that's when you said the Mythosaur. I was like, wait, yes, I remember he showed me his Mythosaur tattoo.
Rob says, how many cases of Snapple or Peach Snapple for a custom El Spooky Zorro sign?
I don't like Peach Snapple, but we can work something out. Shoot me a message, Rob. We'll figure something out for you.
Yeah. With all the Legions fans out there, whoever watched this show, if you haven't got a D Blake sign yet, do yourself a favor, treat that shelf and hit him up and get one or two at least.
The website's up and running. I got the website up. You can buy right from DBlakeMakes.com.
Nice. Beautiful. Now, how long has the website been up?
About 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so.
Okay,
About
wow.
just around Christmas time is when I finally launched the website. I actually had some downtime, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take pictures of everything I have. I've got a little over almost 200 signs on the website right now. So I have another 80 plus to add to them, but I don't have in stock. I have to make them. So as soon as I make them, I'll get them photographed and put them up on the site. So that, and then all my accessories, bendy chains, bendy webs, bendy flame chains, and bendy batons for Daredevil. All of my accessories bend so that they hold their pose. Oh, he's got it up.
Oh, there we go.
That's it.
Nice. Treat yourself.
I got so many tabs up. I got to find it. So yeah. So this is what we're looking at.
It's a little barbaric right now. So it's, I'm working on it. I'm fixing it up.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I will be at ZoloCon, Brian. Yes.
Nice. Wonderful. This is a very, very good way for people to order from you without having to go to the shows. Yes.
Yep. And people have been asking for years for me to have a site. And usually I just tell them, message me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. But the messaging system on these social media suck. And I lose so many messages. I don't get messages. Things go into spam or whatever. So, I miss that stuff. So I said, you know what? I just have to, sit down and figure this all out and get this all linked up to my social medias. So you can click right from my Instagram and get right over to here and buy everything you want. So nothing in the action figures yet.
The Spidey webs I just saw were really cool.
Yep, those are on the figure accessories.
Yeah.
There's your Warhammer. I saw. By the way, you started with Blake last week, and now you have another Blake, or 2 weeks ago. You have another Blake this week.
We were talking about that as well.
Yeah,
Blake had that Warhammer collection. So
yes, that was crazy.
That was nuts
because he was showing us a whole bunch of other stuff, and he had quite a bit of he had a whole room of stuff, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, and by the way,
yeah.
Right
before we go,
at 90,000 Warhammers." You're like, what?
Yeah, that was definitely the Easter egg.
Yeah, I mean, I just so happen to have 90,000 Warhammers just sitting in my living room, all painted and color coded like Harry Potter here.
Yeah.
I mean, we got.
It was crazy.
Oh, yeah, wow, you got everything.
A lot. I started with comics. And then it went to toy lines, and then it went to pop culture and horror, and now it's like anime. Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Wow.
I like turtles.
Oh man,
Cobra.
Cobra, la 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 la.
I mean, you name it.
Yeah, right there. I got the white one.
Mythosaurs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's got 9 pages of this stuff.
There's 24 per page.
Odious. Nice.
Yeah, I know.
That is sanctioned by Wade himself. I have the blessing.
Nice.
Plunderlings. Yeah, you got it all, dude.
Yep. Plunderlings. That's also sanctioned by Ricky and the Plunderlings crew. And there's talks of me being part of the next Kickstarter possibly as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, these are dope.
As an add-on. Thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, you name it. I mean, you pretty much. I think you've almost covered it.
It's pretty close. When people come to me, people come to me, and some people come to me with some real outlandish stuff, and I'm just like, Dino Riders is one that's been asked a couple times, so I'm going to look into that. There's a few other ones that I'm looking into. Mask, I would like to do some of the more vintage figures.
Yeah, I started at the back and worked my way to the front.
That's fine.
That's what I normally do. Let's work to the back.
Oh, dude, that Ghostbusters with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
All right. Oh, yeah.
After I saw, when I saw Afterlife and I waited till the after credits and that popped up, I literally froze the TV and took a picture because I was like, I need to make that. And there we are. So,
oh, man.
Love it. Back to the Future, Predator. Lego. Yeah, there's some good ones.
Like Warriors. I never thought Warriors would be popular. And damn, if that's not a damn popular sign, man.
Oh yeah, people love the Warriors.
Yeah.
Come out and play. I bet you Kiss is popular. My stepdad
Kissed us quite well. Yeah. That's the Venom sign that started it all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right here.
I mean, that's not the OG, but those are the two Venom signs I started. Like one of the first things I printed.
That black Venom sign is freaking amazing.
With the tongue, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, the face. Oh man,
it's my favorite. Yeah,
definitely dope. Definitely.
Well, I'm glad we had you. I mean, we have you on right when you kicked off the webpage. This is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that scan through. Appreciate that. That's really cool.
That is DBlakeMakes.com.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Treatyourshelf.com is taken, unfortunately.
Okay.
But no one owns it. It's just owned. It's not an active website. I'm trying to it expires every year, like around July, and I just wait for them to not renew it. I'm like trying to
buy it. I mean, it's like the Legion's Lair. I mean, like if you literally type in Legion's Lair on YouTube, it comes up with some guy, Legion's Lair 40.
I know.
And I guarantee you, and that's what I told the guy. And I said, you probably got some of our subscribers because like literally people I think are clicking on that and just hitting.
When I first like subbed, I was like, this isn't Brad and Mike. Like, what is happening? What am I looking at here?
Be like, dude, you guys are like super popular. I'm like, no, go scroll down. Keep scrolling, bro.
That's great.
But I will say, since he has helped us out and we've gotten a few more subscribers, now when you click on Legion's Lair, we're actually underneath him. It's like it actually pops
up right next to each other. Yep.
We're right next to each other, which is I'm like, oh my God, we're somebody. We're next to this guy. Before we wouldn't pop up. So now that we've reached over 1,000 subscribers, we were able to do that. So
yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he stole 1,000, but he's got 47,000. He could help us out, and he did. So
was there that many? I didn't think there was that many subs on his page.
He had like 46.9. He had 47,000 subscribers. I don't know how in the hell he has 47 subscribers. Like
because there's not a lot of content.
I watched his videos. They're like, hey, look, I fixed this thing today at Home Depot, and you can go there too and buy this. And it's like, oh, well,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I was about 10 minutes into a video. I was like, what am I watching right now?
You're like, where's Brad? Where's Mike?
Yeah, where are those guys? It's like an intro. What's happening right now?
Damion, how was your Legion's Con 2024 experience? What was it?
Every year it gets better and better. Every year is it tops the year before. You can't even look back on previous years because every year you think it's the best, and then they top it the next year. You know, when Legion's Con was part of ToyCon, it was great because, at that time I was just the vendor, and I was just there part of ToyCon, and you got all the Legions, traffic came through, and that was really cool. And then did that for a couple years. And then we moved on to the La Quinta, and that was a killer, and that was really such a definitive point of separation, because when we were at the La Quinta, you started seeing a lot of the big influencers on YouTube coming through. Jay Hernandez, all those guys that have the big following counts started showing up at Legion's Con. Yeah. And that was just amazing to see them start showing up. And then again, 23 at the new place was just because we obviously outgrew La Quinta within the first year, and then we went to the Marriott. Is it Marriott? Where are we at here? The new one. It's a Marriott, right?
Yeah.
Marriott.
Yeah.
It's
Marriott Bonvoy, right? Yeah. So when we got to the Marriott, 23 was amazing. Again, just the turnaround. And this year, I'm not going to say it's the best for me in monetization, like in money, right? It's to the point where I think everybody that has seen me, everybody at the shows already know me, and they've already bought from me, right? So like I get the same people that maybe get one or two, but they're not like offloading like they used to because they've already gotten me. And the other thing is, because it's a 2-day show, 80% of the people on Sunday have already bought from me on Saturday. It's the same crowd, right? But what lacks, I still make money. I'm not going to lie. I'm still going to do it. But the camaraderie, seeing everybody, being together, that is what makes it the best show. And I pushed Robo and I pushed Wade to come to Legion's Con, right? I don't want to say I wasn't the definitive reason, but I was pushing them really hard as well as other people, Trevor, those guys. We were all pushing those guys to come. And they still say that it is the best show they've ever been to. Better than like a San Diego Comic-Con, because you're just with people, like-minded people the whole time. You're with your ilk, you're with your family. Nobody feels, it doesn't feel weird. You feel like you're connecting with everybody. People you've met for the first time, you feel like you've known them forever. People that you've seen every year for the past 4 years, it's a family reunion. It's so great. So yeah, so to answer your question, Legion's Con 24 was again the best of the best, and I can't wait until what we see this year. How they separated the horsemen. Everybody had their worries. Everybody's worried, oh, the horsemen aren't going to be in the main room, and that's going to hurt our sales. And no, if anything, it helped everybody because it kept the flow going, and the armory experience was very well run. Everything was just well run, and I felt like it's every year they figure out something better to do, a way to manage the crowds better, and it really was just great.
Nice.
Yeah, for as many people as there was this year, I didn't really see the horseman line being crowded more than just a little bit. You know what I mean? It wasn't like wrapping around. And I think the armory experience and the other things split up the monotony of what's going on rather than it just all be there and it just crazy and whatnot. It was nice having them over here. And then you guys were over here in the other room, and then armory's kind of like in the middle. So it's kind of, it definitely was definitely well ran.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what time? Oh, we actually have a question here.
Let's see. Brian Carr says,
yeah,
is the Mythic Legion sign and faction symbol special order, or did I miss them on the website?
No, you didn't miss them. Yeah, so I don't have a Mythic Legion sign just yet because, again, it's one of those things I work on and off because it is so detailed. And the way I design things, I have to figure out from the bottom up how I want to paint it and how can I make it consistent without, literally hand painting every single one of these with a brush, right? So Mythic Legions is one of those ones that's eluded me for a while just because it is very complicated. And as far as the factions lines go, I've only done 4 factions of all of the factions because where do I stop, right? I could just keep going forever with the factions because they're always adding factions. And to be honest with you, they really have not done too well. Even at Legion's Con, the faction signs, these ones here, I made these when we were in the La Quinta. When I got the first year of saying that we were okay, that I was okay to make these are from the first run that I did 16 each of these factions, and I still have 3 or 4 of these left from 2022. I think
Let's sell them tonight, baby.
So I'm just saying, it's something that I can put my time into something else, like more X-Men signs or more, signs that I know do well, rather than something, these are very time consuming. So I really focus on the things that I can do better. Like this is something that I'm going to put on the site because that's something that will, it's generic. It's your 4 horsemen. Everyone's like, oh, if you did the whole line of factions, I'd buy the whole set, and I want to wait for the whole line. But again, that's very time consuming for me to make each one of them. And I think what happened was I got into a brain fart, of like a writer's block when I did Ilithia, because I try to keep all of these in like a 5-inch scale because I don't want them to take away from your display, right? I want them to be an accent piece to your display. And with Ilithia, with her arms stretched out, her body is only this big, right? If I keep it this scale, her body is this big and her arms are all the way across. So it's just like an X. And you lose a lot of detail that small. So I've been trying to wrap my brain about how can I make Ilithia in this scale, or maybe a little bit bigger, that I still keep the detail of her, right? Otherwise, I would have to make her much bigger. And also the process of being licensed with the Horsemen is I make them and then I have to send them up to the studio, and Chris and the team review them, make sure that they meet their needs. And then they send me the message and say, okay, you're good to go on these, or this should be changed. That should be changed. Again, adding more time to the process when I could just be knocking out more popular signs, unfortunately it's the truth of it.
Yeah. Now there's 10 factions, but they have added a couple. So
yeah.
I guess like
and then Cosmic Legions, right? And then we're going into Cosmics, right?
Yeah, we haven't even talked about Cosmic Legions, so
right. So yeah, it's I will get around to making them. It's just not on the high priority list, unfortunately.
Someone says,
I always have them with me though, Brian. I always bring these. I don't always have them on my table, but I always have them with me. So I'll have what do we got? I got Leodicius as well. He's not here. And I also have I got Zalonia, and I've got Noble Bear, I've got Aether, and then Red Star. I also have one of those, and I also have these, and I also have the Cabal. So I always have them. So just remember to ask me for them.
Sweet.
Nice. Well, it is hot seat time.
Let's go. Got those asbestos pants on.
It is so cold where we're at. I don't know if the hot seat's even going to work tonight.
I legit have a heater on right now in my basement.
The hot seat might just feel good.
I'd love it.
Considering it's 0 degrees.
Yeah, actually, it might be. We need the freeze.
Come on, do it.
Freeze.
Do it.
Cool off.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I knew somebody's going to put some hot.
Nice. Okay. D-Blake, what is your favorite Legions faction or affiliation? And can you explain why?
So I've gone a little bit back and forth on them because I like certain figures. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a big lore guy, right? Lore is cool. I'll read it. But I'm not like, I just like what I like what I think looks cool, what fits into my collection, and a lot of those are Aether's collection, a lot of the demons, the winged creatures, stuff like that, just the evil looking hoofed, collection. As I was looking and I was reorganizing my shelf for today's show, actually, I was like, I have a lot of figures with hooves for feet. Like, what is that saying about me? It's just, I really like the Aether line, the whole, exactly. Aether and Aethon on the horse. I mean, that putting them together, those are the definitive horsemen, Phobos and Flogus or Flemis or
Flogus.
Yeah, it's Flogus, I know. They're cool. I like the undead look, and Alithia and the horse, again, very cool. The pestilence look, but just Aether's just badass, man. So that's, and I think, again, he's one of the ones that got me into the whole line. So there's also that part of me that is, really resonates with me.
Incidentally, there's a lot of people calling for a Aether 2, version 2. So that might come at some point
with the new articulation, you think, or like?
Well, I think
just
people were under I think they were under the impression that he should be bigger.
If Leodicius is big, but
I think that's where Mike was going. It's like I heard that as well. That if he's the main badass god, shouldn't he be big?
He doesn't have to be that big. I mean, he could be badass and small. I mean, he could be a short king. Just.
This is true.
Yeah. True. He looks bad. He has the biggest pauldrons. I mean, I know mine are big, but he has the biggest pauldrons. Those are intimidating.
Should be a centaur. That's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, but then you make Aether huge. You got to go with the rest of the horsemen too, right? The main horsemen, Alithia and the rest of the whole team. Like every faction leader should just be a big character, right?
Yeah, I don't think he can because they're horsemen. They have to ride on the horse.
A horse. Well, now you got to make the horse bigger.
True.
Or like Kirby said, make them horsemen. They're all centaurs.
They become one.
They're all horsemen. And then you connect them all like a giant devastator, right?
Well, isn't it like
Arethyre's the head, like a giant Voltron, you know?
Was that
Arethyre's the head, and then Ilithia's the arm, right?
That's Destructicons.
Voltron's lions, right? You can do the horsemen, right? They're all horses, and you fold in the horse legs, right? And lock them in together.
Dark 4X1.
Right.
Transform phase 2 into Devastator.
Right.
What is your favorite Legion's race, and can you explain why?
Oh, race. I'm thinking. I don't know. I mean, I like the skeletons, but the skellies are all like, it's a skeleton. It's a skeleton. Like it's bones and a skull and rib cage, and it's a skeleton.
That's all you need.
Right? And it is cool, but I mean, how deep can you go on the skeleton? Like the new wave coming out, like the animal. I'm sorry, I don't remember all their names. The one with all the animals and skeleton animals. What's his name? Her name? His name?
Belua.
Oh
yeah,
Belua.
Like I dig that whole line. I dig like the ogre skeleton look, with the big arms and stuff. Like I do. I dig the skeletons because it's just badass. You could do. They're very versatile, and you can army build a skeleton. So I guess what I'm saying is skeletons are probably my favorite. Knights are cool. I'm not into dwarves. I'm sorry, Kings Under the Mountain, not for me. Yeah. So. The knights are cool too, but again, a knight is a knight. It's a guy in an armor, So skeletons. Final answer.
Skeletons.
Nice. Now here we go. What race that doesn't exist yet in Legions would you like to see Eric make?
What race would I like to see? Honestly, I mean, with the new animal figures coming out, it's just the world's opening up. Mythos is opening up. The Snake Men, like that was like right up there for me. Like the snake, I'd love to see them go further with the Snake Men. Different paint apps. The Cobra hood, right? I'm just saying, I think that's cool. I think you could do a lot with that, and a Cobra look. And then, guys like Leland back in the day were doing it with that McFarlane tail piece, and making like a Medusa look, with the tail, snake body. I love that look. So, I would like to see more snake guys, more serpents, I think is really cool. Not even snake men. What do you like, a Komodo dragon, right? Or a frog guy or something, like a whole thing of like reptilians, I think would be pretty cool. I know frogs are amphibians, not reptiles, but you know what I meant.
Okay. Alligators. Here we go.
All right, let's dig in.
Your top 5 Legions figures, 5-1 and why?
5-1 and why? Skeleton Builder 2. Love that figure.
Yeah.
Good one.
I'm looking at my shelf because literally I was going through my box the other day and say, what else can I put up on my shelf for the Today Show? And I was like opening, I looked up, I was like, nope, you're back in the box. Nope, you're back in the box. Oh, you're going up on the shelf. So because again, they're like my favorites. So I'm literally looking at my favorites. Skeleton Builder 2. Demistros.
Oh, good one.
Yep. PowerCon exclusive. Yep. Demistros. Total favorite. That's number 4. Number 3, Belthagor. With the wings. Number 2 is an odd one because I really, really like Waltor. But the cosmic version of Waltor, I think is pretty cool. That's one of my favorites. But I also like the unknown one. So they're probably on the same, like the unknown one and Waltor, cosmic Waltor, probably tied for 2. And then number 1's got to be Headless Horseman. I love the Headless Horseman. It's just
Nice figure.
so good. And specifically the retailer version of the Headless Horseman. I like that colorway more.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes, I like the green flames as opposed to the orange flames of the original. Again, just more Spectre looking. It's more spooky. Glow or not, I'm not sitting in a dark room, so I don't care if my figures glow. Everyone talks about it glows in the dark. I'm not turning the lights off. Sitting in the dark room. Unless I put up some black lights or something. But I just really just like the colorways a lot more on that. I actually went through 3 or 4 of the original Headless Horseman because I would get it and then I'd trade it off. I'd get it and I trade it off. I traded one Horseman for the D12, the D20 Wolf, so that was a nice trade, right? So, and then I got tired of the D20 Wolf and I traded that off for something, it's just a cycle for me. And so when I got the retailer version, I was like, I'm sticking with this guy and he's for me. So that's my number one figure from the Horseman.
Okay, Brad.
Good one.
Turn the heat up, baby.
Let's go.
Those
people, yeah.
We want to know your least 3 favorite Legion's figures, 3 to 1, and why. Hit me, baby.
Yeah. All right. So least favorites. I don't want to repeat what Blake said last week, but it's kind of rolled up into one for me. And honestly, it's the elves. I just don't care for the elves. I'm not gonna lie.
2.0?
No, it's just I don't know. I've never been an elf
they have
guy.
pointy ears.
You can say, "Hey, this is your safe spot, Blake." Or
they're so
this is where you can
I don't know. They just
they're
just lanky and they're just not like I have the elf warrior. I have a couple of those, and I just look at them and I'm like, yeah, just they don't really do it for me, the elf figures, I'll take a dwarf over an elf, and that's saying something because like I've got a King Bromden and or what's the other one, the red beard guy, what's his name, who's the other popular dwarf guy, Torgen. Yeah, so I have a Bromden and Torgen, so I have those guys, so I have a couple guys stashed away. But yeah, I think the elf guys really just don't do it for me too much.
I feel you.
Gotcha. Like Gimli says, you never can trust an elf.
You can never trust an elf
because they don't have pupils.
My axe.
They have no
got my axe. My axe.
Okay, well that's interesting. Yeah. Wow.
Like they just don't fit. They don't fit my theme, right? I like the demons and I like the animal looking figures, right? And I like that baddies. Horror type look to it, the baddies, right? And they just don't. If I put an elf on my shelf, it just doesn't. It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit.
Nice.
You know what? You just started something. Why aren't we?
We do that elf on the shelf. Why aren't we doing that elf on the shelf?
Yeah, why isn't the Cabal doing this with their kids? They get the elf and they put it on the shelf at Christmas time. We should do this.
Right?
I'm gonna write this down. I have
elf on the shelf. That's a great Cabal, like how we do the Cabal community photos, right?
Yeah,
I think that would be really fun. We just did one in the Frog Traders for the Plunderlings. They did Ling on a thing, so Plunderlings on something, so they were Ling on a thing. And I think we should do an elf on the shelf for the Cabal this year.
I mean, it could be any elf from the flock, or I guess we could use shadow elves. I guess those would work as well.
That's good.
Yeah. Blue face, green face, human face. We'll
blend them in.
Yeah.
Nice. So, my friend, if a tribute figure was made in your honor, what parts would that consist of?
Oh God, was this on the questions you gave me? Because I don't remember that one. What parts would be on my tribute figure? I don't know. I would like to be a Minotaur. I would like to be.
Wow. Oh, are you gonna knight him?
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Hold on. You will be knighted. Yes, Minotaurs.
D-Blake, you are now an official knight of the Legion's Lair.
Let's get about that.
Sword Horse May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you like these guys, man? Not too shabby, huh?
I think I'd like to be a Minotaur. And, you know, if anybody knows me from the shows, my trademark is my custom jerseys. So I would love like a custom, like DBlakeMakes jersey on a Minotaur. With little mini signs or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Nice. Now
this guy's
last
in the line
question.
too.
The last question is a very important one. Damion, what is your favorite tribute figure? Is it Bjorn or Broder of the Titty Pauldron Bjorngars? Or is it Scapular the Crypt Breaker 2, Emir Kaspar, the leader of the Sons of the Red Star? Did I kind of change your mind right there or sway you at all?
I'm a boob guy.
Oh no!
Where's our boob guy? He's back there somewhere, but yes. Yeah, give me back in again. This is the boob guy. I got another one, Michael. Yes.
Had to be done. I'm a boob guy.
Those are metallic boobs.
They're covering something.
Yeah.
They're covering something.
You're covering something. And on a day this cold, man, you'd freeze. Your tongue would freeze to it.
Is there any better way to go?
I guess
you know what?
I would be, was it Flick from Christmas Story? Stuck. Yeah. All day. One on each boob too. Somebody else would be next to me. Stop too. Yeah.
I think these questions will actually be better next year when our figure actually comes out and we have them in hand.
You can make them like fight together.
Well, me and Mike already said that we're kicking the Furious Four's ass. There's going to be posts of us with mud stomping them, just like, I said, fuck you, four wins.
That brings something up right now, Bradley. You're going to Mesquite Con. I'm not. So when you get to Mesquite Con, you tell that little beta shoddy.
He's not little.
Casper is not there to bring the alphaness to Mesquite Con. So he'll have to go to Legion's Con to get his fill of alphaness. Okay. You deliver that message for him. And you also tell him that once our tribute figures come out, we are going to destroy his little Mercurian red ass in a lot of photographs. And I got some ideas of really good photographers that are going to do it.
Good. It's going to be good.
You got that?
I felt like I should have been Mean Gene right next to him there for a second, you know?
Yeah, he did that last week, and he's
he's got it down pat. Let me tell you something, brother. Nobody wants to mess with these 24-inch pythons, brother.
Mega powers.
The cream of the crop.
Now, this is the time of the show where we ask our guests to show us your Legion's lair, your shelves, your toy shelves. Can you hook us up with that?
I think we can. I'm going to see if I can make this work. And technology is our friend. So I'm going to transfer the camera.
Yeah, you can switch the link to your phone if you want.
That's what I'm going to. Well, no, I can just change the camera because my camera's linked to my computer. Gotcha. So I can transfer the. No, we're good. Just have to hit camera, and then I hit my phone, and now you should see if this works. Hey, there we go. See, now you can see what my camera sees.
So
All right.
Lauren says, turn your phone sideways.
Oh, yes.
Does
Good
that
call. Thank
there
you.
you go. There you
That's
go. Now it's
perfect.
big.
Yes, that's nice. Okay. So let's
Beautiful.
get some stuff out of the way there. All right. So there is my Legion shelf. So you can see I've got my Skullman
Ooh.
and then my my armory guys.
You pretty much did what I did.
Oh, with the armory?
Yeah, I love that one.
Right.
The red one.
And then yeah, the red guy, yeah.
Yeah, the red guy. Yeah, I love that's I was about to say you got the same one I got.
I got my Snake Man.
Azazazar.
Bless you.
Yeah. Oreo. There's Perklor.
Let me know if I cut out or anything. This is new technology
there you
to
go.
me. Yeah. Yeah, those, that's what really I think started me on Mythic Legions was the tribute figures. I thought they were really cool. I was like, oh, actually I gotta move him because you can't see Cower's face.
Oh yeah, Cowros.
There you go. Yeah, so they're really what got me into the line because I thought it was so cool. I was like, oh look, he's Battle Cat and he's a little Battle Cat. What's the purple one's name? Purpler. Well, I mean the actual one.
Panther.
Yeah. Panther, thank you. Yes. And then there's my Beltagor.
Ooh. Beautiful. Gorgo. The unconed one.
Yes. I can't find his little tunic, but I'll get it. And then going from there, we can go. This is my random shelf that does not have, well, first off, my theme, my Kill Bill collection.
Nice.
Again, I was into all the movies, right? So I have the entire collection available of Kill Bill, whatever they made. I've got them all, and the swords. And then
those are cool.
Sitting there with his golden Desert Eagles, 50 cals. And then this is like the random shelf, Yep.
There you go.
Still got me?
Yep, there you go.
All right. Oh, I can't see.
Oh, is that Bob?
Right, there we go.
Bob Ross?
Yes, Bob Ross. Yeah. Uh-oh, did I freeze?
Oh, you froze for a second. Oh, there's Pickle Rick.
Can you hear me?
Yep. You think you froze for a second.
Hold on 1 second.
I see Elvira's head.
You still got me?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I froze. Hold on. Let's try it again. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Again, new technology here. Maybe I'll just log back in from my phone. Hold on 1 second. I have the link.
Let me do this.
Let's go here. And then I go here, and then I click. Nope.
There.
I click on Brad. Go from there.
Oh, sorry. You don't want to look at me.
Yes, we do.
I'm like, you don't want to look at me. Where'd Mike go?
I'm right here.
Oh, I got scared, Mike. I got scared.
I'm here with you, buddy.
All right.
What kind of...
Hopefully we won't echo. So I'm gonna mute my phone, and then I'm going to flip the camera.
That is true, J Mac. That is true. Tribute figures brought so many of us in. I guess you could say it brought me in as well. I guess, possibly. Camera's still blurry.
All right. Enter the studio. Let's see if that works.
Oh, there you are.
All right. And now I'm going to.
Perfect.
Oh.
Perfect. Oh, we don't got your volume.
Oh, can you not hear me through my mic?
We can now.
Okay.
We got you.
Here, I'm just going to make you solo here.
Yep,
there you go.
Facing back.
Perfect.
Let's see.
Booyah.
How's that?
Good
now?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right. Let's close that. All right, cool. All right. So, so here's our random shelf. I got the Max. Noda Man holding his horseman sign. Wolverine with his custom head sculpt. Hellboy. I got Odious on the T-Rex.
I was about to say, I see Odious. That's what I was chuckling.
Yep. Doc Knock, I got him at New York Comic Con. So everyone's getting him now, but I got him there. There's my Ghost Riders with my bendable chains. As you can see, they're totally bendable. So you get some real cool articulation from them. Joker, Bob Ross, and Elvira, Buddy Christ, Pickle Rick, Nightwing again with some bendable batons that I make. In fact, his fell off, but yeah, you get the gist. Chester, Cheetah, and Alf, and then Sid from Sin City. He actually, up until he still works, but his batteries are dead. He vibrates, and the electric chair goes off, and he says, "Is that the best you can do, you pansies?" And the whole thing shakes. It's crazy. And then my little fresh monkey zombie Santa. Yeah. So that's that. And then over here is like where I do my work. Right. So there's my workbench. And then there's some signs that are drying right now that I did recently. Can you guys still hear me?
Oh yeah.
Sure can.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Then here's some more Spidey stuff. And then this is my 1-to-1 Alex Ross Spidey. That's the thing I take with me if I ever have to like one thing out of the house. That comes with me.
That's cool.
And then all my lanyards from shows, and again the workspace from there. And over here is the sticker wall.
Whoa.
Pins. There's all my pins from the shows.
Nice.
And then this is all the sticker wall. This is all people that I've met at shows or I've done business with, like BBTS, stuff like that. So, but 95% of this is people I've actually personally met at shows. So this is like
crazy. I
one
think
of my favorite.
that's what Walter does, doesn't he? He puts all the.
He puts them on. He used to put them on his motorcycle, and then he put them on his fridge, and now he puts them wherever he can find room.
We're gonna have to get. We actually ran out of our Legion's Lair sticker.
Then I have my Ninja Turtles collection here. So
Kino.
Actually, let me get my light here. This should help. There we go. There we go. So I've got all the Ninja Turtles. Every movie figure they've made is here represented, and then some. And then Turtles there. Down here is kind of like some of the more movie stuff. I've got the Jaws and
RoboCop.
Matrix, RoboCop goes into Back to the Future.
Yeah, you're gonna need you need a OCP sign, huh?
Oh, I have it. I have OCP and I have RoboCop as well. I just don't have it up.
Nice.
Right now. Nice. I did. This is kind of the corner. This is the side of the shelf that is not like defined yet. Like right here is just kind of a modge podge of stuff, you know, like Jareth and Darkness.
Darkness,
like, I've got like Trunks and Freeze. Like this is just the mix mash of just things that just go, you know, throw it on the shelf for now. We're going into horror over here. Thing I got the new Pumpkinhead over here, and then going back up to the Back to the Future stuff. So I have all the NECA figures, and that's why I needed to get that Kickstarter DeLorean, because that scales with the NECA figures.
Yeah. What was the brand of that again? I can't think.
Tomy Toys.
Tomy, that's right. Tomy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are going for big money now.
Well, yeah, they were 300 on the Kickstarter, and now I think they're going for like 450 or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. It lights up the whole thing. It's really cool. It does smoke comes out the back.
Really?
They did a good job. Yeah, they did a good job on it. Yeah.
I have a 1/18 scale. I wonder how that would fit with that.
And it's all touch controls. So if you touch you just have to tap the license plate. Yeah, you tap the license plate and it does all that. Red to green.
Wow.
On the
that looks really cool.
It does. It looks great.
Can't really see it past MJF, but yeah, it's the dashboard all lights up with the dates and everything.
Yeah, see, I didn't even hear about that. I just somebody posted it and I was like, wow, that's really cool. I'd like to buy that. And they're like, oh, that's a Kickstarter. And I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, there you go. And then the marker lights and the headlights go on and off.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's nice. So, and it scales. Like you can put the figures, you know, you can put them in there and then close the door and everything. So it's pretty cool. And then we go up here. This again, something I'm working on. My Aliens versus Predator. I even have the sign there. You son of a bitch, Dylan.
What's wrong?
And then we go in down here to Indiana Jones. So I still have a few of Indiana Jones figures that I have to put out here, and then we can go down here to Action Force. Again, just kind of my favorite ones. I'm not a completionist by any mean, but these are just some of my favorites. Sergeant Slaughter and Bone Collector and Eclipse. Yeah. So a few of them, and then that goes over to Savage Crucible. And just got my Lizard Men. That's all we've got so far on the line. All right. And up here is Street Fighter. So I'm a big Street Fighter fan.
Oh, you can.
So I've got like the flash kick going with DJ, and then Tiger Knee, Slide. So I'm not really, as you can see, not loyal to a brand. It's just the line, So I've got Jada, I've got SHF, I've got Storm, It's because that's what I'm into, And then video games. This is like the video game shelf here. I've got King. These are all just my favorite video games that I've played. I love Doom. I love Gears of War. I've got the COG tags even. Obviously Mega and Mario. And Titanfall. I love Titanfall. God of War, of course. Who doesn't love Kratos? So Dante, also a favorite of mine. And then we can come over here to Mortal Kombat. So Mortal Kombat goes here. So these are all my Storm figures are up here.
Fatality.
And then we've got Liu Kang and the Dragon, and then the Cyber Ninjas. And then down here's all the McFarlane Mortal Kombat. So a lot of these are still in their box just because I didn't have room for them, and some of them are out, obviously. And then that goes down to Mortal Kombat Spawn, which then flows into my Spawn collection.
Yes.
So, old school, like that Violator is like from the 90s, right?
Yeah.
So that's Violator 2. So that Al Simmons is really old, the movie Clown. So these are all, they've made it through however many moves I've been through, and then, some comic books laid out. And then, just collection over here, just stuff thrown about. Down here's where I keep all of my spare parts. Everything is labeled Marvel, NECA, Indie Lines. Everything is bagged and tagged. So if I go in here, everybody has their own bag.
Gotcha.
Cool.
It's so hard to keep track of accessories,
Yeah. I'm starting to do that too, bagging and tagging stuff. Even if
I used to keep them. I used to keep them all in these things, But then I started like forgetting what went to who and all that stuff, Yeah. And then over here we go into Thundercats. Oh, hold on, that's my light.
I love the signs, man. The signs make it. Wow.
It really did set it off.
That's the point, right? It's just gives you that whole, just brings the whole thing to a head, So the only ones I'm missing here are that I want from the main line are the Wily Kit and Wily Cat, but I can't get them under $100 now. Waited too long. And then Plunderlings. Got all my favorite Plunderlings. Most of them I have, actually. I'm missing some of the original Kickstarter ones. And then we go down.
Articulate.
Oh, they're very articulate. Yeah. They've got some really good joints. And then fix my rabbit fell. So the Fury Planet figures. I love the Fury Planet figures.
Those are cool.
They're really cool. I mean, they don't articulate for shit, but they're pretty cool.
No, they definitely look good.
And then AWOC over here.
Animal Warriors of the Kingdom.
Yep. These are really fun. And over here is where, I do my real work. This is my main work office that I work, do my job. Across the top, we've got some 3 3/4 figures. This is where the Spider-Man all comes in here. So here we go into Spider-Man, and then over here is where we get the old school Toy Biz figures that I mentioned. Right?
Yeah.
And then the giant Spider-Man painting.
Damn.
And back up here.
Holy Moses.
That's awesome.
So here's the Spider-Man collection. My only Hot Toys.
That's cool.
And
I've
then
seen them.
this is all like comic book figures here. And then this is the Spider-Verse figures, which obviously I need more of. And then we go down to MCU. These are all the MCU Spider-Man figures. And then these are all the animated series figures. And then
Hey, Damion, did you ever get to meet Stan Lee?
No, unfortunately, I did not. Never had the chance. But I like to think he has a thing for the Black Cat.
Look, maybe.
Yeah, and then down here, I used to keep like my high-end figures, my SHFs and my Yamaguchis and stuff like that. But then I actually, in the other room, I have a display cabinet that I put them in. So, and then here are the busts, Diamond Select busts and bobbleheads and statues. All the limited edition, statues and limited to 1,000 or something. And down here is like the tchotchkes. My friend likes to call them the tchotchkes. He's like, you just get anything Spider-Man and just put it wherever you can. And I was like, yeah, pretty much.
We get you.
Like,
Well,
I even have like potato heads.
I saw Spider Pig up somewhere.
And then here's all the bad guys.
Oh,
so
yeah.
all the symbiotes are here. You see there's Venom with his webs sticking out.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this.
Yeah.
Venom or Carnage?
Oh, Venom all the way.
Okay.
Yeah. However, I do like Toxin as well. Toxin's pretty cool. So yeah, that's all the symbiotes and then all the bad guys down here. So I have like the little Sinister Six thing going on here in the corner. And then these are all the Diamond Select figures that don't fit anywhere else because they're gigantic. And then over here, we've got the Spider-Man Legos. So I've got, anytime I'm at the toy shows and they have like, so I get all the little knockoff minifigs. I love them. I have a big one.
Some of those are cool.
Yeah, so that's that. And then up here, the bigger like imports. So that's like that's a 15-inch or Venom there. And then the import egg attacks, and there's that popcorn bucket from the first movie.
Wow.
So that's my tour.
You are serious about Spider-Man. That is a sweet area.
It is.
Yeah, this is my happy place right here. There you go.
Cool. Your Zen den. Yeah.
Yep. That's my little happy
Yeah, that looks
place.
freaking great.
Thank you. So that is that's the whole, I call it the alleyway because it's like it's 20 feet long.
Yeah.
As we go down.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's about 20 feet down, and I got my little TV, and this is my little happy area.
I got to tell you, your space there, your Legion's lair, is probably the best advertisement for your product, your signs, because those signs tie in everything perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I mean, I tell everybody I'm my biggest customer. Nobody, like, I make them for me. It's really what it comes down to. I started making these for me. I'll always make them for me. I still have more to make. Like I want to do a Fury Planet. I've got some other Mortal Kombat ideas.
Oh,
Street
hey,
Fighter ideas.
D. Blake, Damian, what about armies of Ashmore?
I could do Armies of Ash. Actually, that's something I've been looking into. So I've got Armies of Ashmore. I just did a thing for the new Kickstarter of the Cursed Dead, if you're familiar with them coming
Yep.
out. So I just sent some over to Adam Van Wickler that he should get tomorrow. Actually, he'll have them. So I made those for him for the Kickstarter, and I did some stuff for Galactic Valor. And so I really, really am enjoying the indie lines nowadays. It's
Good.
I'm really, besides Spider-Man Legends, I don't collect any other like mainstream figure. So for me, it's really about, and I guess NECA, right? So, but it's really about the indie lines, I guess you want to say. The Forcemen, the Plunderlings, the Animal Wars of the Kingdom, the Fury Planet. I really enjoy them. Oh, and my Thunder Tank. Yeah, so I'm all about all the Kickstarter figures that are coming out this year. I really am excited for that.
And for the realm, the vampires, they'll be. I want to say they'll be coming out with their Kickstarter at some point this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think I saw something about that.
That Tommy Back to the Future, I'm looking it up on eBay right now. They are expensive, man.
What are they going for?
Like $500. Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll pack this
more.
And there's actually there's a Facebook page where people are selling Goodyear stickers to put on the tire.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I'm gonna have I have a 1/18 scale DeLorean. I'm gonna have to pull it out and see what it looks like next to one of my figures.
You have the NECA figures?
Cheaper. Yes, I do.
Yeah. I think somebody was saying in that group that the 18th scales, like this was made in 1/10 scale specifically to fit the NECA figures, which is again the whole reason I had to get on board with it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is. It really is.
Right it actually came with an Einstein figure too. This is the NECA one that came with the accessory pack. I like him more, but at least it came with an Einstein too, though. For the people I couldn't get.
The accessory pack was really cool. I really dig the Back to the Future one.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think I want to get another Doc Brown so I can use that head with the contraption on the head.
Yes, that's what I did. I ended up finding some people selling some Doc Browns pretty cheap, so I was able to pick those up, put those heads on.
So that's my lair, guys. That's my happy place, my home away from home.
Super dope.
I got to figure out where I'm going to put this. This.
Oh yeah, that's on the way. I got that coming in the mail.
Yeah, I think.
What is it?
I think I'm gonna.
Shredder's Throne.
It's Shredder's Throne of Garbage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna have to go in the back somewhere, and I'm gonna have to build around it, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna move these guys down in this vicinity and put the throne here and slide everybody over a little bit. Because I also have the Dimension X turtles that I couldn't fit up here, so I got some work to do. Don't we all? Don't we all have some work to do? All right.
Oh.
Are we ever pleased with our final look?
No.
Like this, I'm going to be working on this too.
Yeah,
I'm going to be working on this too as time goes on. I'm going to probably add another shelf down here with some lighting so I can get more Legions out in my display. But that's my Legion's lair, guys.
Hell yeah, dude, looks awesome.
So I'm going to cut this one off and put the other one back on.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right, let's see if that works.
Let's see, we good.
Now I just have to change the setting here to camera, integrated webcam. There we go.
Nice.
We can do it. We have the technology.
We can do it.
There is.
We can do it all night long.
I can't stress enough how amazing your signs look with each section of the display. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah.
This is the time of the show, Damion, where we ask the chat to chat you up with some questions. Are you up for that?
I'm an open book.
Let's do it. And Brad, if you want, guys, ask Damion anything you want within reason. Okay, we're not going to go anything beyond titty pauldrons, but within reason.
I always ask the same thing every time. It seems like now. Obviously, you'll be at Legion's Con this year.
Yes.
And I assume you'll be at G-Con for the reveals.
Maybe. It all depends. Like I couldn't make it to G-Con last year just because of timing, real work and like my real job and stuff. So I do want to try to get to G-Con. I've also never really signed up for intern for a day because of my work schedule, but I'm gonna sign up this year.
You got to go to that.
I see it every year and I get so jealous and I'm just like, man, I got to try it one year. So I'm going to try this year and put in for the lottery and see if it works.
Well, Damion, even if you don't get selected, reach out to someone and you can be their plus one. Basically you have the same experience. It's just you don't get the sculpt to paint. That's really the only difference. And there might be a few other goody things in there that you'll miss out on, but the experience is just what it's all about. Yes.
Yeah, because I see the pictures and stuff, and I'm like, man, I think I'm going to try that next year. So we'll see where the winds take us this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you were saying, yes, I'll be at Legion's Con. I'll probably be at G-Con.
What do you look forward to for G-Con maybe this year? Is there anything? I know they blew us out of the water, and
how are you gonna top a dragon? Are they gonna have a castle? Are they gonna sell us a castle next year? Like, who knows? A crypt? Maybe they could partner with some of these amazing dial makers out there. I don't know. But what am I looking forward to? Just seeing more of the Beasts wave. I would like to see more of that, and and more than just prototypes, and just actually get to like maybe hold a piece and stuff like that and check them out, see them in better poses than just like factory pose. But yeah, I would just like to see more of that.
I think at G-Con this year we might get a wave centered around Xylona and Aetheron. And that's where you'll see the version 2s. Because I don't think they'll come out in legacies. I think that's gonna this year, the legacies will be Otho, Urzog, and Thord, Ironjaw.
I thought we were going to get that this year. Honestly, I thought for the 25th and 10th year anniversaries, like 25th of the Horsemen and 10th of Mythic Legions, I really thought we were going to get an Otho, or not Otho, an Adamon and Keltis 2-pack. I thought we were going to get that, or a re-release of Otho. I really thought we were going to get either of those for the anniversary year this year. So I'm surprised we didn't get those. But a dragon, I guess, is pretty cool.
Cornboy did say that it's not out of the realm of possibilities for them to make another Skeletor tribute figure and another He-Man tribute figure, but they would not be Keltis or Adamon.
Yeah.
I remember hearing him on one of the shows say something to that effect. But they won't ever remake the Motu tributes. But they could make a different version, a different figure. It wouldn't be Keltis version 2. It wouldn't be Adamon version 2. So I think a Skeletor and a He-Man, another tribute in the Four Horsemen line to those two figures would be freaking amazing.
Well, battle armor would be where it's at, to me, my sense.
That would be cool.
That's very cool. Battle armors, yeah.
Battle armor He-Mans would be.
I remember that you hit him in the chest and the thing would flip over and have an X on it.
Yeah.
It'd have one damage and then two.
You remember those Hot Wheels that they had like that, where you would hit
the Hot Wheel car and the car door, the door would turn around and be dented in.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those are awesome.
So let me throw in a question here too.
You were taking a trip to Iceland to tell Bjork her music is top notch, but you can only take one pair of long knee high socks and one single action figure. What action figure do you take?
So are we talking like a pocket fig that you would take on vacation with you?
Yeah. So it sounds
because
like
I have my pocket fig. It is a knockoff Mafex. It's a knockoff Mafex Spider-Man, and so it's the Mafex Spider-Man that you know and love with the magnet feet and the hands and all the expressions and stuff. But it was a $20, $30 knockoff. And I take it with me to Disney. I take it with me because if I lose pieces or I lose it, I don't care because it's not the $100 Mafex. It's a $30 knockoff. And it's just, you put it, I have the real one. You put it next to the real one, you can barely tell the difference, honestly. So I'm totally okay taking that knockoff with me anywhere I go. Also, usually take a Plunderling with me because they're just fun to like pose up and they fit in your pocket nice. So that's it. I wouldn't take anything that was more expensive than $30, right? Because it's got to be something that can be replaceable if it gets lost. So those are my caveats. So that's why I like a nice knockoff figure. It was so much fun. I'm sitting with my wife and kids are already down waiting online at the day, and I'm just like, I'll be right there, and I'm like putting Spider-Man up next to like the TIE fighters in front of the Star Wars land and everything, and I'm taking pictures of them. So that's just my little fun piece. So it's definitely Spider-Man and a Plunderling.
Nice. What Damion, what toy lines when you were younger had the most influence on you?
Transformers was big, Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe. Like I had all of them. Like I never had the flag, but I had the mobile command center, that tackle box, favorite. And the slide the trap door would come and the slide would come out and I had the jail cell. Like I love that mobile command center. I had the double bladed helicopter, and I had the winch on it. Forgot the name of it. Yes. Yeah. No, Dragonfly only had one. The Dragonfly only had one chop.
I see. I'm looking at it. I can't think of the name of it.
And it had the cargo bay door and everything. Yeah. So had that. So I really loved the G.I. Joes back then. And the Ninja Turtles, I really like the Ninja Turtles, but I like the vehicles more. That pizza shooter, man, I loved banking pizzas off the wall, and I still hear that motor running in my brain, and that wind up of that pizza shooter. And Transformers, I think, really got me into the whole aspect of design because I was so fascinated how something could turn from a vehicle into a robot. I would literally take them apart. Like 7, 8 years old, and I'd have a little screwdriver and I'd be taking them apart at the knees and the legs because back then they were metal, and I would take them apart and I'd put them back together and I would understand and learn how they worked. And so those were very influential to me as far as my world of design goes.
Oh, that is cool.
That's what it's called.
The Tomahawk.
There you go.
Wow.
See what stoners do to you? Tomahawk.
The Tomahawk. That's interesting, taking your Transformers apart.
I did. I would take like doorknobs apart. I would just take anything I could. Like I'd take them apart and just figure out how they worked and then put them back together. And I used to get in so much trouble for it.
Yeah, because the Transformers figures when we were young were not cheap.
No.
Not cheap at all.
Well,
So-
I guess they're still not cheap, I guess, right? I don't know.
So
I mean, it's relative, right?
I'm gonna
Legos. You look at Legos. I had the Legos. Like I was a big Lego maniac too in my
Oh,
childhood.
Legos are awesome.
And I had the Blackbeard's ship. The Blackbeard's pirate ship. I remember I got that for my 13th birthday, and it was $100. And back then, that was one of the most expensive Lego sets you could get, and it was $100. My parents were freaking out about it, but they got it for me. And now, if you look up that Blackbeard's ship, it's like $400 or $500, man. It's crazy.
My grandparents bought my brother the airport, which was big.
With the planes,
I think it was close to $100 or 100. And then they bought me the castle, one of the big castles. And of course, I was so little, my brother had to put it together for me.
Right.
But at the same time, and what was funny, I thought I had the airplane and he had the castle. And we got older. He's like, no, you didn't know how to put the castle together. You were so little.
Oh, he had to correct you.
And I was like, oh, really? I thought that was okay. But yeah.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, those were expensive. I can't mind. I mean, we look back and the flag, I have the flag now. I didn't even know it existed when I was a kid because, like I said, I was kind of sheltered. But
sheltered. I don't think so. Wait, if you didn't have the flag, you were sheltered.
Well, I didn't even know it existed. Like,
sorry, I didn't have an empty spot in my garage.
I didn't know. Like, to me, I thought my mobile command center. I'm like, it can't get any bigger than this. Like, this thing is like, because the mobile command center.
Oh yeah, the mobile command center was
big, and then it opened up into 3 levels.
Yep.
The mobile command center held all my GI Joes, all my accessories. Like, it was the toolbox.
It was my tackle box. It was a toolbox. Exactly what it was. Yeah.
It was surreal.
I remember I used to keep the Baroness in the cage. Like, she was always in the cage. Yeah.
You dirty little bitch.
Yep.
Well, of course, like back then, of course, like not really we're like, feminists or anything.
Yeah, I wasn't like, dance for me in the cage.
We're like, we're like, she's a girl. Oh, she's going in jail.
She's a bad guy. Get in the cage, bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and I want to say I didn't have a lot of girl figures, but I think I had her.
Mm-hmm.
I had her. Yeah. Joe's. What a simple time,
Oh God, with the O-ring always popping off. Yeah.
My brother, he always fixed them with rubber bands, and then they were like the Pinocchios,
They were just flip.
We didn't even know I'm sure you could probably go down to Stand Balls or somewhere, or
right
somewhere and get those little O-rings, but yeah, we didn't know any better. I didn't even want him to take it apart. I can remember him taking it apart, and I'm like, you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna mess it up, and we
were stupid, and we would shoot them with BB guns. We'd set our the ones we didn't like too much, and I found like if you hit them perfectly, like right in the abdomen, they would just pop, arms and legs pop right off.
Well, yeah, because that O-ring's like a rubber band, so it was just like
yeah, you hit them just right in the like lower abdomen, and it would just pop off all the arms and legs. Everything would just come right off them.
I do have let's see, what's his name? Boostra, Jason Boostra. I'm doing a trade deal with him, and this is kind of why I want to go to Muskegon now, is because I have to take him Mythic Legions for trade for a GI Joe Falcon.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
So Mike,
you don't want to ship that.
Yeah, Mike actually had the Falcon, had the box, the original box, gave it to me. So I had the box. That was like the first piece I put in my little display case was the Falcon. And everybody always comes over and says, "Oh, is it in there?" And I'm like, "No, because like everyone it was kids, everyone destroyed
it." But if
it.
you said yes, would they ask you to see it? If you said yes, they were like, "Take it out." No one's gonna say that.
Now I can actually display it once I get it. I'll
with the box.
Yeah, buy it out of the box. And
that's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You manifested it. You manifested it.
Yes.
By having the box.
Yeah, you never see this thing. So to see it intact and together. And what's funny is for the last 2 Muskegans, I've seen him have it at his booth, and he wants a lot. He wants some money for it, And So we decided that, rather than pay the money, we'll do a trade. So he'll get Mythics and I'll get that G.I. Joe.
Trade is my favorite, man. It's just everybody wins, right?
Trades, but like these are cool. These are cool trades because I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
that's laying around,
right? Exactly. When people want to trade me action figures for my signs, I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, but I always like I value my signs at $20 to $25 a piece, but I will always give them more. Like I've got a guy in like Arizona. He always seems to get the Street Fighter figures, the jaded Street Fighter figures before anybody else in the country. I don't know how he gets them. So, he'll send me 2 figures, which is like $40 worth of figures, right? But I'll give him like 5 or 6 signs, which is like $100 worth of merchandise, right? Because I always want people to feel like they're getting a better deal out of it, because what I make is something that's handmade, right? So materials don't cost a lot. I charge more for my time. But if someone wants to trade, I always make sure they get better on the trade on it. Unless it's like figures for figures, then obviously you go value for value.
Yeah.
Right.
It sometimes
I love trading.
There's stuff's this value and maybe it's not. I always like that's where I feel like
yeah.
But
I mean, if you get somebody that's cool about it, yeah, you can get somebody that's cool about it too, and they just go like retail for retail. If it's like a more modern figure, right? You can go do that. I'm not into when people are like, well, it's on eBay for $200 right now. Well, it was a $40 figure. Can we meet in the middle somewhere? Can we hit you at 100 instead of $200?
They're on the same page. It works out, but
right. If you want top dollar, then sell it on eBay. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, I'm the same way. JMax 77 says the collection is so well displayed with no dust. I'll just click on it. With no dust. Do you use air purifier or something similar?
So honestly, I probably put all of these up within the past 2 months. Actually, it was right around Thanksgiving is when I got to this point, because we had just moved into our house a little over a year ago. And this was like the last room to get done because it's mine, right? Nobody cares. So, but we were having family over, for the holidays. And I was like, I want my office like done so people can come see it. It's not a shithole. So I did that, and I've been moving things around so much that I've just been dusting as I go along. But I did get a cool little duster. I think I got it right here. So my wife got me this, and I've used it a couple times already. And it's a little extendable duster, and this bends too. So, and you can kind of just like sneak in there and get between it. And also, another friend of mine recommended an air blaster. It's like from Amazon. It's like canned air, but it's a little air blaster, and they use that to dust off their shelves. So I'm going to look into one of those as well.
Yes, Lauren.
But thank you, J Mac, because my wife would not agree with you, because she comes in, she's like, it's so dusty, and I'm like, it's not really dusty, but she's white glove. I'm like, you don't have to come in here, you go.
The figures that are encased, obviously the dust, I could go years without dusting inside my cases because,
Oh, yeah, sure.
But obviously the figures that are like my flag, which is right here out, like, that gets dusty very easily. I mean, like
it looks like the Titanic after a month or two, right? It's just
well, you know what?
You can write your name on it.
Everything looks fine except for the one. Was it the Raven, the Black Raven, Cobra Raven plane?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just because it's black.
It's black.
Dust. Like, you look at everything else. You look at the Sky Striker, and it still has the same dust on it. But the Raven just is like.
And the flag is gray, so you can get away with the flag a little bit because it's gray, right? But
I have it completely stuffed, because if not, I have cats that would. They're like, oh, look, an area where I can jump up. So I try to surround the edges of it and wherever with something so they can't get there.
Tin foil.
Yeah.
You ever see those? You ever see those videos where they put the tin foil on the counter so to stop a cat from jumping up, and the cat literally like repels itself across the room?
Yeah, they don't like that stuff.
Yeah, they don't. They don't like that sound. It was really just one cat, and I actually have a picture of him because I'm in the other room and I just hear shit crashing, and I'm like, "What the hell is going on in there?" And I come in and he's just on top of the flag, just like
I was gonna say, like, do you have any like pictures of just the cat laying on the flag? Because that would be a cool like one-time picture.
And obviously, I had to go get my phone and take a picture of him walking across
the mess.
Bastard. Like, it's cute, but it's like, you son of a bitch. But
my cats don't come in here. I'm lucky my cats don't come in here, but my dog will come in to say hi occasionally if I have the door open and I'm in here. And she's a Bernese Mountain Dog, so her tail is like this, and it just woof, 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 and she hits stuff on the shelf, and I'm like, get out, like, go, get out of here.
Perry, big tall Perry Morrell.
Yeah. Was he at Legion's Con? Am I thinking of the same guy?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
He's with the Trolls.
Yes, that's it. Twisted Trolls. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He came over to the house the other day, and I go, "You've never seen my toy room, have you?" And he goes, "No." So he came in, and he's walking around, and boy, I mean, my dog's jumping on him, and it's like the same thing. He's like, Perry's tall like me, so he's hanging on Perry, but his tail's wagging behind him.
Right.
Like, about to back stuff off the flag.
And you're like, no, get out, get out.
Get the
chopper.
It's a good time, though.
It's scary. I love when like my nephews and stuff come over, and my nephews and niece, and they come over and they're like, wow, it's like a toy store.
I've had
What's
kids
that?
come over, and it's a great feeling when because you see their eyes in it, like you go right back to that, to where we're like, dude, I would be what?
Could you imagine? You'd be flabbergasted walking into a room like ours, right?
Toys, like
yeah.
What?
And I'll let them play with, like, I'll say, if you want to play with anything in here, let me know what you'd like to play with, and I will decide if you can or cannot. Right. So, certain things like a NECA figure, a Marvel Legends, they want to play with a Spider-Man, they want to play with the T-Rex figure or something. Yes, go at it. Let them go, and I'll take them down. I'll take it off the shelf and I let them go play with it. But, something like the Mythic Legions, not so much.
Yeah, I gave my son like 4 or 5 Mythic Legion. He was really rough with them, but they do last. They do held up. But I mean, he's smacking them and all that stuff. So you're like, all right, boy, let's just chill. I gave him some vintage GI Joes. He's popping the crotches.
Oh God, I know, right? My daughter's destroyed. We just purged after Christmas or before Christmas, I guess, and we just purged our daughter's toy room. They're 10 and 8. And my wife had given them all her old Barbies when she was a child. And she's like, I just threw out my Barbies because the kids destroyed them. Like, destroyed. They lost all the clothes, ripped an arm off. She goes, it was heartbreaking for her. She threw out her 30-year-old Barbies,
Yeah.
Oh.
But
yeah, there was times where I would play with him. He is a little rough, and I'd be like, dude, like when I was your age, like we would and I think that's the thing, we spoil our kids because maybe we weren't spoiled, but then
sure,
we are who we are is because we weren't spoiled. It's like,
I mean, I was an only child, and anyone will tell you that I was spoiled, but somewhere along the lines between moving. And I don't know, I guess this happens to everybody. Parents purge, they purge the toys.
Yeah.
And I just would love to know whatever happened. What happened to my Transformers that I didn't take apart? What happened to my Ninja Turtles? What happened to my G.I. Joes? They just disappeared. They were just gone. And it's not like I was looking for them. It's just like, I guess I stopped playing with them at some point. And my parents were like, oh, they don't play with this anymore. Get rid of it. Because I do that with my daughter's stuff. They don't play with this anymore. Polly Pocket, gone. Hatchimals gone. And now today my daughter's like, where are my Hatchimals? And we're like, oh, they're in the basement in a storage bin. No, they're gone. So, it's just, I guess we all do it.
Well, Damion, we have your mom on the phone right here. What the hell do you do with this shit?
If you have my mom on the phone, then I want to know what Ouija board you're using, because she's gone for like the past 14 years. So that would be really creepy.
That would be creepy. Shit. I'd be like, dude. But anyway, what do you do with this stuff?
Yeah, anyway.
Well, Brad knows where his went, don't you, Brad?
Well, I would. I mean, my dad's still alive.
In a garage sale.
You're watching, Dad. Castle Grayskull. What happened to it?
Right? My cat's lair, my Thundercats, my old battle tank, my Thunder tank.
We got to have an intervention here.
You know what? My dad actually might be subscribed to this channel. You better be watching, Dad. You threw away all my shit.
Didn't he? You were telling me, didn't he
sell.
sell it for like $20? Everything.
Oh God. Okay, we were talking about the mobile command center. So this box had the mobile command center in it with all my GI Joes, all the accessories, everything, all the little coupons or little points, little flags that I cut out, all that stuff, and all that was in there. And then the turtle sewer was in there with the van and all the little vehicles for the turtles and all the GI Joe vehicles and you name it, it was in there. A lot of Lenards. I had a whole bunch of knockoff Lenard GI Joes, and he sold that whole gigantic box for $20. I mean, me and my brother are like barely hold this box up, bringing it in. It was so big. Someone is telling stories to this day how they
scored big.
You scored huge at a yard sale for $20.
Right.
But that's what started my collecting. Is I actually had resentment towards my dad for a lot of years because of that. Like, if I brought it up, it was like a sore story. I'm like, dude, yeah, that's really messed up. You shouldn't have done that.
All right. I grab my plug. I'll be right back. Keep going.
But now, knowing that I got the collection that I have, there's who cares? I mean, at this point,
you got everything back.
And then some. Like I said, I never had a flag. I never had as many Joes as I had or turtles as I had. I go, so I definitely.
That's what I was gonna say. You got everything back and then some. So you made your you made it all back.
It's my dad, when he come over to the house and seen everything, he was actually getting. He's like not he's proud, but he was impressed, I should say, at my collection. He's like, holy Moses, like holy crap. This is something.
Was he like, hey, how'd you find that guy? I sold that thing for $20.
I didn't bring it up, but like,
you find him?
Yeah, I always thought, like, I wonder, I did buy Joe's or buy certain things. I always wondered, did I end up buying one of my things back from somebody?
Right. Could you imagine?
Yeah, like to know that I bought some of my childhood memory stuff back. And that's how I looked at it. I would buy stuff back and be like, it's not my childhood memories, but it might as well be because that's why I'm buying it.
You have, I mean, it's essentially the same figure. It might not be the same figure that you chewed on, right?
Exactly.
But it's still that figure.
That's how I look at it. And
man, you bring that up, the Luke Skywalkers, the original Luke Skywalkers with the telescoping lightsabers.
Oh my God.
That thing was always chewed the hell up.
Yep.
I mean, chewed up.
Made a good toothpick, like the Source Horseman, the Sword Horseman.
Well,
right in
like
there.
G.I. Joe Mauler came with the heavy gunner or whatever, heavy metal or whatever. Mm-hmm. And if you have him with that little microphone that goes in his little side of his little mask or whatever, mm-hmm. that microphone alone is like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This little teeny tiny piece of plastic.
Right.
It's insane. But
because you never find it with the
it's
figure.
One of them things where
and it always gets lost.
It probably got, people always say it probably got lost when kids opened it. Like it was one of the little things that was in there that kids probably didn't even put it in their figure. They probably just threw it away or just discarded it. It was not important, I should say, to a kid.
Right.
Same with the laser gun from Castle Grayskull that Frank hooked me up with. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That thing always came up missing.
Well, that's the one I got you, huh?
Yeah, you sure did. You sure did.
When I first started 3D printing, I would get a lot of people from the Joe community would reach out to me to print the missiles that would go up in for the planes, because you always lost that little missile with that little groove cut out of it, that you'd have to stick up in the wings. And I would start, I'd print a lot of those when I first started out.
I know people get upset. Like I bought a repro one. People are like, oh, repros. But I'm like, I'm not spending $200. I just want my figure to look like real, but he's not in the case.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. I spent $5 on it. It looks real, but it's not. It's enough to know, it's fake. A real G.I. Joe person would know it's fake. But
I'm the same way. Like even with some of my Spider-Man figures.
Yeah.
I have knockoff Spider-Man figures that they're just as good. Like I have the originals, but then I have knockoffs, and I'm like,
Yeah.
the knockoff's damn near identical to the original. That is a third of the price, if that. So I just want it for me. I'm not trying to resell it.
Come over to my house and be like, "Is that a real Keel Hall gun?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, it is." $5 repro reel.
It's real. It's you can touch it. You can touch it. You can feel it. It is real as real can be.
The Hall gun is scary because like it looks pretty legit. Like where the microphone on the other one, you can tell you put the one's like a reddish brown and one's the original one's brown. So you know somebody would be able to tell. But the gun, like, you put them next to one another, you're like, that's scary because it looks
so close, right? Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? To be honest, should those little pieces of plastic be that much money? Come on now. Should they?
Right?
Should they?
Value
and demand, baby. Supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
What are you guys looking at in March, Dragon wise? You guys going in? I know Brad, you're gonna get one.
Yeah, I gotta get at least one. Come on.
Dragon wise, I mean, it depends on the price, but I think I have to get one, right?
Yeah.
And also, you know, that's when like show season starts for me, so that's when I start getting a little bit extra, you know, money on the side that I put aside. So you know, ZoloCon will be good to me hopefully, and I will put some money aside for a dragon.
Nice. I'm gonna get one.
That just buy the 5 dragons and paint them all the different colors and call it a day. And say, hey, I have all the pillars now, and
knock yourself out.
You can do it. You can do it.
That would be a lot of money.
Do it.
Do it.
Come on, do it. Come on, paint the dragons. Come on.
$100 in paint as well.
I'm interested
all the time
in seeing the stretch goals. Or the extras they throw in. Is it going to be more of a Kickstarter type?
Well, that's the thing. Is it going to be a Kickstarter or is it going to be a crowdfund?
Yeah, HasLab. Yeah.
Right? Because that's two totally different things. Kickstarter will only go through if it funds, but a crowdfund will be made to order, right? So if 500 people order them, there will be 500 made, and that's it. Right. So, I mean, obviously they're going to make more. I can imagine they're going to have some on hand, maybe at Allegiance Con, who knows? They can't just make for the people who order. They've got to make a set number of extras, I think.
But the storing of those, it's a big item and it will be hard to store. It'll be interesting. The whole process in March is going to be fun, I think.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Right.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, but guys, we are at right now. What, 2.5 hours or no?
Just about
2.5 hours. So, I think that's a show. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we can wrap it up. It was a good time.
If I can find it. I thought I had a banner ready.
We have in 2 weeks from now, February 4th, we have the one, the only Matt Rod of Defenders of Eden, Armies of Ashmore. He's going to be on talking about the progress of the figures, when they're going to be on the water. And I think we're going to put him through the hot seat. So he best be up on his legions.
Yeah, we've had him on before, but I don't think we asked him any hot seat questions.
It was all armies.
It was all armies related, yeah.
Yep. So
yeah, man. No special treatment.
No, his buns are gonna get burnt just as bad as the other people.
That's right.
Oh yeah, Damion, you'll have to send those retarded underwear over to. We'll send you some money for postage, and you can just go ahead and mail those to Matt.
The asbestos shorts, yeah, we'll get him a set of asbestos pants. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Man. And for everybody out there, the new website, Damion, is DBlakeMakes.com. And that is where you can get all those wonderful signs to put on your shelves with your figures.
Hell yeah. Yeah, like
Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you so much. Good times. Good time seeing you at the show. Great time here. I feel like I literally feel like I just saw you at Legion's Con, and it was like 4 months ago, and 3 months ago. So yeah,
2, yeah,
or was
3, 3.
Almost 3 months ago. But yeah, man, just it felt like yesterday. So, but looking forward to chatting with you guys again.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
We'll end this, and then we'll stick around in the green room, and we'll say goodbye.
Absolutely.
Everybody else, till next time.
Be safe.